Actress Anne Hathaway wading into politics and social justice over the weekend, taking aim at white privilege with an Instagram post that reads, "White people, including me, including you, must take into the marrow of our privileged bones the truth that all black people fear for their lives daily in America and have done so for generations." Here to discuss that, Fox News political analyst Gianno Caldwell joins us today from Miami. Gianno, good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
So what do you think Anne Hathaway was trying to say there?
Well, I thought it was unsubstantiated to say all black people fear their lives. I go back to the scripture, which is my favorite. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. But at the same time, I do recognize that there are some who are concerned about racism. And actually, there's a lot of people that are concerned with racism. There are some that have fear about what can happen. I think about in Chicago, which is where I'm from and which we'll talk about today, there are people that walk down the street in constant fear of losing their lives. So that is my element that I get from this post, what I can accept.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your op-ed that you wrote for FoxNews.com. You know, I know a number of months ago you called for the president to provide help. You know, the president himself at one point said he talked about sending in the feds. But now you look at the number of people who have been shot and killed, 1,607 people shot in Chicago so far this year. That is a jaw-dropping number, and this is very personal to you. Tell us about your brother.
So last year during Memorial Day, my younger brother was in the car with a couple of his friends on the south side of Chicago when two men walked up to the car and shot the car 25 times. You know, when I think about the fact that we can be on television right now discussing my little brother in past tense, it just brings tears to my eyes. Therefore, considering the fact that I'm blessed to work for the #1 network in cable news, I could do nothing but put out this op-ed and talk about what's going on in Chicago, the pain that many people feel, the fact that Kanye West wrote a song about this in 2011. He said it's a genocide when he was talking about the black-on-black murders. I say, how could it not be? Yale did a study in, I believe, 2015 where they noted that in Chicago, for every 100,000 residents, there's one white person shot on average, 28 Hispanic people shot on average, and about 113 black people shot on average. When considering that fact, and we got almost 3 million people in Chicago, we know that the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, has been completely and totally ineffective in bringing about, excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
This is so personal
substantial
to you. Change
to the city of Chicago.
Gianno,
so yeah, it is very personal to me.
It is. I mean, you were talking about the day they shot up the car your brother was in. Your brother survived, but his best friend died in his arms.
He no longer lives in Chicago. Yes, his best friend died in his arms, bloody. But there's so many people in the city of Chicago who experience this level of pain. So many families. There seems to be daily black bodies littered in the street. I've said before, Rahm Emanuel could care less. Black lives don't matter to Rahm Emanuel. Black votes matter to Rahm Emanuel. Hispanic votes matter to Rahm Emanuel. And now we have a city that's completely and totally in chaos, and I'm asking the president of these United States to get involved. Absolutely. I would love for him to order the U.S. Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, and the FBI director to come up with a comprehensive plan to solve this crisis. Because right now, there's many people who feel that they live in a war-torn city. And the fact of the matter is, walking down the street, you can lose your life. We've seen people from an infant to a senior citizen watering their grass be shot in the city of Chicago. So with that being the case, we can no longer wait for the leaders there to get it together. We need the president to step in, fund programs that will absolutely help youth who believe that they have nothing to live for at this point. We need sincere help, and we need it today.
Something's got to give. You're absolutely right, Gianno. For folks who would like to read your op-ed, go to foxandfriends.com, and we will link to the foxnews.com website. Gianno Caldwell joined us today from Miami. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.